let's set up the crossing pass. From here, biggest thing or biggest mistake that I've been seeing lately in the no-gi classes that I'm teaching, we're gonna start by C-gripping, framing the legs, a little bit of pressure here. You don't wanna be so far forward that you're trying to pin. It's not gonna work from here. Point of contact, we're gonna pick the side that we're passing to. One leg steps in between, the outside leg can just catch up for balance. You can move around, it's not super critical. Just don't get so close that they can underhook and maybe transition to X guard or something. Step, post, weight towards your hip. So not leaning, but almost like you're sort of sitting through their leg here. The biggest mistake that people make is they don't frame this leg. So when we step through to here, we start reaching for the collar or the arm or something, and the knee shield's already in the way. Can't go through the leg. From here, you can try to fight or force it, but it's tough. Easier option, when we're framing both legs like this, you step to one side as you're closing distance or you're getting closer towards their hip. The outside hand, the one that you're not passing towards, needs to slide along your partner's leg to where you're framing their hip or their belt. As you do that, little bit of pressure, a little bit of a push the whole time. Step, slide, and then we catch up to the same posture before. Sitting on this side, you're palming or gripping right about the hip bone. You can grab the belt or just frame the ribs. From here, you want to lean your body weight towards the midline of your partner, towards the spine. You need to pressure a little bit with the elbow. Don't make this your arm versus their leg because that's a losing battle. It's a waste of energy. But people from here tend to start squeezing their legs and they push with their hands. And if you don't know how to respond on top, maybe you get off balance backwards. So whenever you're holding here, your weight towards the midline, a little bit of pressure towards the side. Now, for the most part, most people are gonna try to recover their knee shield by going under like that. So, whenever you get to this knee cut position, if you feel someone trying to slide underneath, you're just gonna lean your body in and close your elbow. If you feel them trying to bring the knee over to smash like that, they start raising their hip, you're gonna open the elbow. Sometimes you get people who are flexible enough to just bring the leg out and step on you, something like that. If you feel their hip coming really high like that, then you just open your elbow a lot. 3 reactions, all pretty common. Probably the most is this. Anytime they're able to get a frame or step on you, it just gets incredibly hard. You want to stop it before it happens as much as you can. From here, framing, as we're stepping to close, slide this through, catch your outside leg up for balance. Again, weight towards your hips. We're not passing yet. We're just trying to frame the hips. Weight towards the middle, framing, and you're sort of tracking this leg. Not trying to isolate or like keep it completely stuck, but when they're moving around, we're just being annoying, staying in front of them. From here now, your grips can change depending on the reaction they're giving you. So if I'm here and Alvin is covering or hugging my knee like this to where I can't knee slide away, I need to continue to frame the hip. But if they give this reaction, which is good, it's gonna buy them some time. One option is to grab the sleeve. We're just pulling, opening up the elbow. Now there's room for the knee to hit the mat. As your hips are sliding or as you're moving from their hips towards their shoulders, framing of the hip will slide to an underhook. So everything's moving together all at once, and then you can slide the knee out. This is really far away now. It's not really helping too much. So once you get to here, active toes so you can base. You've already got the underhook. Switch this either to maybe an overhook, crossface. If you like the collar grip, all of these are good. Active toes, weight towards your hips, head down. Step, frame, balance. Always sort of tracking that leg. We're trying to crowd the inside of the hips the whole time. Let's say this time, maybe he doesn't hug the leg, but he stiff arms really hard. When we're prying or blocking the hips, super common reaction. They can't engage their hips, so next best thing is to just stiff arm really hard. If I don't know what to do, I try to drive in, the leg's gonna come out, and they'll just recover. So we're framing, say they're stiff arming now, pushing high towards the shoulders. We're gonna get a grip on the collar. This hand's not gonna move. We're always framing the hip. From here, instead of going chest heavy, we're just gonna lead with the hips. Both hands are pulling to try to make you heavy. Make sure you're not off balance backwards. When you're knee cutting, he's framing really high, we're just gonna go under the frames. Pull with both, replace this side. Cover, step, frame. Say, plugging the knee this time. I need to open space up towards the bottom. Everything's moving together at once, so don't reach here, because now there's room for the knee shield to come back. You're moving your body forward, underhook, overhook, slide, active toes, heavy at the hips. Frame. If they're framing you really hard, weight towards the middle, grab the collar, slide under. Don't stay here, replace to where you're sort of balanced. You can stay case katami. You can reverse both knees down. Doesn't really matter. You just want your weight in this position going forward. If you're laying back, that's too easy. You don't want to get rolled backwards. And I think the detail most people struggle with is just doing that. It's subtle, but it sort of make or breaks the pass way outside before you even get to like the rest of the fight. So here to there, just like that. And there's a little bit of a pry. My hip's heavy. I'm sort of opening the elbow. I'm not gonna keep him stuck. His leg is obviously stronger than the arm, but when they start to move around in this position, high or low, this is what it looks like. Pair that with this sort of pressure. Now I really have to work on my balance. At the same time, I'm trying to crowd the inside of his hips. So from here, he's framing high again. I'm tracking the leg. You can grab the collar. Take my time moving through.